As you mentioned, Tom, Hibbing and Duluth Denfeld came pretty close to be playing about 4 hours from now in the championship game. I was talking with Coach Bill Olson, and he said, you know, we never had a chance to use our fourth line last night because of the tight game, because of all the penalties we had to take. He says it really wasn't fair to our kids. I want to make sure that those kids have an opportunity to play in the state tournament, and that's what I guess this third place game is all about. Let's throw it upstairs now to Paul Brown and Herbie Brooks.
Thank you, Mark. And Herb, you know, you talk about Hibbing. They came so close last night, and now they got to come back here in the third place game. But Bill, I'm sure, is going to do a nice job of trying to get them emotionally ready, saying, hey, wait a minute, you're still in the state tournament. You've still got something to compete for.
Well, there's no question. I believe they've gone home with some hardware almost every time they've been here. They've got a lot of pride. And yeah, I think there's one common thing that keeps the people in the range going. It's the pride of the North. I know Mike Surdich is talking about that in his UMD program. That's sort of one of their marketing slogans, the pride of the North. We'll see it today in Hibbing, and we're going to see, you know, maybe a little piece of that pride of the North, a little southern part of the range, so to speak, in Duluth. But they had a heartbreak last year when they lost to Hill Murray. I think it was 4-3 or something. Same thing happened.
Herb, how important is it for a northern team to win the Minnesota State High School hockey tournament?
Well, it's important for all communities, but in my 7 years at the University of Minnesota as a coach, every town has their unique character, their unique personality, and they really get behind their team like no other part of the state. And they are close-knit. They have that unique common bond. And it is just, every time I went up there to watch games, recruit kids, and I look at Hibbing, I think of the Michelettis, I think of Michael Polich, and so many kids we had out of that area. They bring to the table something of the intangible nature.
Is it getting tougher for northern teams to win?
Yes, it is. It's getting tougher. There's no question. Numbers, the economy, and everything else. But one thing that the economy and the numbers can never do, and they can never take away the heart. And that's what the North has going for them. And we saw Hibbing last night battle a heck of a Hill Murray team with that same heart and tenacity. That thing cannot be legislated out or economically cut out of somebody. It's inborn, and they have it.
And it's going to be Duluth Denfeld, and it's their first trip to the tournament. Overall in the season now, they are 19-7. And Hibbing, the Blue Jackets, are 22-3 for an overall record. Hibbing has won third place in this state tournament 4 times, back in 67, in 70, in 82, and in 84. South St. Paul has won third place the most often, and they have won it 6 times. And of course, for Denfeld, they haven't had an opportunity to win it, and that would really do wonders for that program. Not that it hasn't already, Herb, the fact that they're here.
Yeah, they're here. That's right. I know they had just an awful start. They couldn't do anything right. Then all of a sudden, you know, like any hockey team or any good team that has a little destiny, they find that one little moment in the season, and then they gel, and they've really finished awful strong.
And let's go down to the public address announcer now, who will introduce Denfeld and Hibbing.
Go on the ice after the game. Reminder, the 1986 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament is presented under the authority of the Minnesota State High School League. No commercial video filming or visual filming or other record of the event is authorized without the express permission of the Minnesota State High School League and is strictly prohibited. All rights to this event and presentation thereof are reserved by the Minnesota State High School League. And now let's meet both of these squads who will be playing for the third place trophy. The visiting team, the champions of Section 7, the Hibbing Blue Jackets. Number 1, goalie Rich Jacklin. Number 2, defenseman Cal Huseman. Number 3, wing John Schwartz. Number 4, defenseman Joe Gostad. Number 5, center Dan Kasner. Number 6, wing Andy O'Brien. Number 7, center John Rue. Number 8, wing Paul Girardi. Number 9, wing Scott Sunvall. Number 10, defenseman Mike Hardy. Number 11, center Mike Sanborn. Number 12, defenseman Steve Stavnus. 13, defenseman Mike Johnson. Number 14, wing Pete Wallers. 15, defenseman Tom Pascuzzi. 16, wing Tom Sullivan. 17, wing Doug Terrell. 18, wing Pat Zabotnik. 19, center Steve Terrell. And number 30, goalie Jim Monticelli. Coach Bill Olson and the balance of the Hibbing official party. And now let's meet the roster of the champions from Section 2, the Duluth Denfeld Hunters. Wearing the light-colored home uniforms, number 1, goalie Jeff Bennett. Number 16, wing Dan Huffman. Number 18, defenseman Scott Ivanovich. Number 14, defenseman Steve Elsmore. Number 5, defenseman Scott Pearson. Number 17, wing Chad Postal. Number 7, center Chris Apps. Number 8, wing Darren Matedich. Number 9, wing Scott Engen. Number 10, center Kevin Moss. Number 11, wing Tim Sisto. Number 12, center Scott Ritchie. Number 13, wing Jason Francisco. Number 4, defenseman Jerry Anderson. Number 15, defenseman Mike Eliason. Number 2, center Mike Vukanich. Number 6, wing and defenseman Eric Winkleski. Number 3, defenseman Jason DeChambeau. Number 19, wing Bill Stauber. And number 30, goalie Rob Stauber. The officials, the referee, Jerry Bergstrom, referee Frank Spanish, and the headlinesman, Walter Melanchuk. The Denfeld coach is Bill Vukanich.
No anthem, boys. No anthem.
So we're ready to go with the third place game here from the St. Paul Civic Center. And along with Herb Brooks, this is Paul Brown and Hibbing out of the Iron Range Conference with an overall record in the conference of 13-0. And they were 5th rated in Associated Press coming into the tournament here this particular weekend. And they will be taking on Duluth Denfeld out of Lake Superior Conference. And Bill Vukanich, their coach, now in his overall 5th season. And they, of course, merged with Morgan Park. And he has an overall record now of 64 victories, 43 losses, and 3 ties. Take a look at the goals scored so far here in the game. Hill Murray, they're clipping along pretty well, Herbie.
Yes, they are. 5.26, a lot of goals in playoff hockey. A lot of goals, period.
And the goaltenders are going to be Stauber and Monticelli. And taking a look at Monticelli, he has a 1-0 record, and he gave up 3 goals in his appearance. Stauber is 1-1 with the goals against of 4 here, as he has played in both games so far. And we're underway, and it's flipped in over the blue line by Wallers. And it's a heavy check thrown back of the net. Over to try and set it up now. As Denfeld goes in the corner, Anderson with the puck trying to work it to the wing. Trying to get some help from Apps back to the point. There's a drive by Hoosman, and it went just wide of the mark. And the puck is loose back of the net as Denfeld will try to work it out of the zone. Coming over to pick it up with it is Terrell. Terrell moving behind the cage. Terrell right out in front. They go to Gonstad with a shot just wide of the mark. 14:25 remaining here in the opening period. And good pressure by Hibbing here for the first 40 seconds or so of this third place game. Played back out to center ice. And again back in over the blue line. And it's knocked down there. Back in on the way in. Coming in over the line is Wallers trying to get some help. And the puck comes loose and it's turned away. Vucinic moving it up ice. Vucinic with the puck to the blue line. And it's played back down to the corner. We have 13:56 remaining and our first icing of the game.
Paul, I don't know how you feel about this, but you ever try to read yellow numbers on a white background when you're getting old and your eyes are failing? That's a tough one.
Well, I tell you what.
Duluth Denfeld's uniform, just a little tough to make out, but we might have to look at the number on the shoulder to get it a little better picture.
We will do our best with it, but they are indeed difficult to read. Moving it up ice, here is Schwartz. Schwartz coming in over the line, and the drop pass, and there's a drive just wide of the mark by Terrell. Back to the point, over to Hardy. Hardy shot it toward the net. It's Terrell in the corner. Terrell played it behind the cage. Schwartz over to try and pick it up. Schwartz has got 2 goals in the tournament so far, and Denfeld will break it out of their own zone as they drive it in on Monticelli. He kicked it out. It goes around over to Hardy on the far boards. On the breakout to Terrell. It's held in and cleared by Schwartz. Backing it out to center ice. It's driven back by Pearson in over the line. Broken up by Hardy. Back the other way. And with it is Rue. Rue with the puck, and a shot is taken by Girardi just wide. We have no score in the game, and coming up ice now. Here comes the Hunters. The blue line of the Blue Jackets, and it's taken away by O'Brien, and he backhands it out to center ice. Turned and fired back in the zone by Moss. Angled around back in behind the net. Trying to pick it up was Gonstad. Moved right out in front, and a shot went wide as it was fired by Francisco. To the point, and a drive by Anderson is wide. And the puck loose now on the boards as coming over to try and help out. Good pressure here by Denfeld as going back over is Gonstad. We're in the third place game. 12:33 remaining in the first period. And we have no score here from the St. Paul Civic Center. And it's held in at the point by DeChambeau, trying to headman the puck. Knocking it down. O'Brien overskated. He left it go for Rue. And he drove it down in the corner as Stauber watched it go by. Anderson over to pick it up. Anderson with it, trying to lead it out. And it's held in by Terrell. Terrell moving behind the net. Terrell has got Sullivan in the slot, and he was tied up. And it's still set up by Wallers and Sullivan and Terrell as they try to work the wing. And in the corner, coming over is Terrell, trying to hold the zone. Got help there from Hoosman, and he played it deep in the zone, but it's set up now. Terrell with the puck, and Terrell off on the pass, and it hopped between the skates of Cal Hoosman, and it's picked up by Terrell. Whistle, and play will be stopped. There's a break in the action. We'll be right back with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Winning.
Do not tell her parents.
Spinning.
And hang on. Don't touch that wheel.
And a real good time.
I'm going to go for it. All right.
Tonight on Channel 4.
11 minutes, 39 seconds remaining here in the first period. No score in the game. With it is Gonstad. Gonstad with a drive, and it's knocked down to the rebound. A backhander by Sisto. Or pardon me, it was taken right out in front as the shot was taken by Sanborn. Held in, and it was fired by Gonstad behind the net. And now looking to clear it up ice. It comes to the neutral zone to Stopness. Stopness on the pass to Kasner. Kasner wound up, and he played it in over the line as Sanborn, Sunval, and Kasner are out. The fourth unit for the Hibbing Blue Jackets. No score in the hockey game. Is coming back over to set it up. Here's Pearson trying to bring it out, and he did. He played it back to the blue line as Hibbing is Stopness there, and Stopness drove it down in behind Stauber, who cuts it off. Stauber looks to Pearson, but it went past him, and it's held in by Hibbing. Schwartz with it in a drive. Over on the far wing, Zabotnik tries to hold it in. A shot goes up over the glass and out of play as Schwartz, Terrell, and Zabotnik applying some pressure, Herb.
Paul, a couple of interesting matchups this afternoon. I look at for the two Terrell brothers and Paulie Girardi to be really an offensive threat. And let's just take a good close look at a fine young goalkeeper of Duluth, Denfeld, Robbie Stauber, who is on everybody's list. And this is a good year for the goalkeepers in the state of Minnesota.
And it's played back of the net now as Anderson is there to try and work it loose to get help to bring it out of the zone. We have no score in the game here from the St. Paul Civic Center with 10:30 remaining in the period. And Pascuzzi is back to cover up in front of the net. And it is cleared. Up ice on the lead pass. With it is Terrell. Here is Terrell. Nice job of stick handling through. Flipped it in on Stauber, and he made the save.
Boy,
what do you look for, Herb, in picking out a goaltender?
Well, I look at the fact that I like a stand-up goalkeeper. I like the fact that he can move in the net, cut it, you know, has a knowledge of the game, his angles, and control rebounds. I don't like floppers. I like to see some athletic ability displayed in the goalie after this for the second or third opportunities, but I don't like the floppers. I don't like the impulsive type of goalkeeper. I like the one that just has a knowledge of the overall play, how he is used by his defenseman, and then makes the move at the right time. Some people look very pretty and they look like great athletes, and they're making easy saves, hard and hard saves, look spectacular. That just has an unnerving influence on your hockey club.
And we mentioned this the other night, Herb, but I think it deserves another note, and that is a young man named Jeff Bennett, who has not played a minute, but you still need that kind of person on your hockey team, don't you? The backup goalie.
Oh, you sure do. There's no question. They can contribute in a lot of different ways.
And we have 10-12 remaining here in the first period. We have no score in the game as Denfeld moves it up ice, and Vukotic flips it in over the line. Vukotic has 1 goal and 1 assist in the tournament as it's turned away by Hardy on the lead. Moving up ice, it's Girardi off on the pass, right wing to O'Brien. O'Brien tried to go on the drop pass to Girardi in the corner. Girardi and O'Brien with 9:45 remaining, centered toward the net, and Denfeld will clear it out of their own zone. Both teams at full strength. Vukotic to the line is tied up there, and back comes Hibbing as it's driven in the zone by Stopness. Taken away by Pearson, tried to headman the puck, and whistle and play is going to be stopped, and we have our first penalty. There is no score. This is Hockey 86 live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
How many Chevys we got?
Too many.
How many?
10,000. Gotta have a sale.
We've got to have a sale.
Big sale.
A big sale.
A really big sale.
A really big sale.
You're the boss.
The Twin Cities Chevy dealer's overstock sale. With 10,000 new Chevys on our hands, the only thing on our mind is to make you a deal.
No, Paul, I don't understand why Duluth Denfeld has one set of numbers for the darks and one set of numbers for the rights. I don't know. You can't have two different favorite numbers. I think it just has to do with the sizes of the sweater that would fit certain players better.
And the puck comes in over the line. Hibbing is 0 of 5 on the power play opportunities. We have 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first period. And it comes back out over to center ice. With it is Terrell. Terrell on the pass to Girardi. Here's Girardi trying to move through. A shot kicked out. Rue fired it point blank. Nice save by Stauber. Held in again. Hibbing with the man advantage. And Girardi is tied up in front of the net. Girardi trying to work it loose with help from Schwartz around the boards to Rue, to the point to Terrell. Back to Rue. And Rue with the puck now. Back to Terrell. Terrell played it in the corner. Comes around to Girardi. Here's Girardi with it. The man advantage for the Blue Jackets in a 0-0 game here. Third place on the line here at the St. Paul Civic Center. We have 8:35 remaining here in the first period. And 1:03 remaining on the penalty time. A shot by Terrell is blocked and cleared out of the slot. Good job defensively in front of the net of the Hunters.
There's no question about that. They're trying to keep the play in the outer perimeter outside that box. They're not really playing the aggressive blocks, but they're keeping Hibbing, you know, at bay and forcing him into some bad angle shots and questionable passing angles.
And Denfeld again plays it up ice as Huseman comes back to set it up now. And still with the man advantage, Hibbing working it out of their own zone with the puck. That is Wallers. Wallers in over the line trying to drive the net. Went behind the cage all the way around and still picked the angle and fired it. Tried to center the puck and it was cleared out of the zone. Another nice job there as Denfeld has worked the time down now to 13 seconds before Pearson will come out of the penalty box. One more time. This is Wallers in over the ice. The trailer is Terrell. The shot went wide of the mark. And the puck is loose on the board. Sullivan plays it in the corner. And back at full strength is Denfeld. As Pearson comes out of the box. In the corner, it is Wallers tied up with the Doug Terrell. Terrell with 25 points in the year. And Denfeld flips it out of their own zone.
A smart play by Jerry Anderson. He said, go ahead, Paul. Excuse me.
And there is no score. This is Hockey 86 live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Now that Arby's makes a Philly beef and Swiss, I don't have to go all the way to Philadelphia for my favorite sandwich. Where'd you go? Oh, Arby's roast beef's delicious, tender and lean, just like me. And with fresh roasted onions, green peppers, and savory Swiss, it's irresistible. Just like my little chicken Dave. Now I can get my Philly beef and Swiss at Arby's. And I'd rather be here than in Philadelphia. Lean on into Arby's. Yeah. Arby's new Philly beef and Swiss. Yes, indeedy.
You know, Paul, I think that I'm just going to mention that Jerry Anderson, sensing that finally they killed off the penalty, had a lot of tired hockey players out there. Just a little flip pass out into the open ice, and even they got an ice, he got the necessary change, and that's what he wanted. Very intelligent play by him.
And it's picked up by O'Brien, headmanning it up ice. And coming back over to set it up now. Eliasson tried to headman the puck, and it's turned away. Coming back in over the line, Girardi off, and a shot is taken by Roux. In the corner, Girardi fired it wide. And we're down to 6:40 remaining, and Pascuzzi with a shot broken up. Sisto moving back up ice, cross ice in the pass, shot and a goal! And Denfeld has taken a 1-0 lead as they get the 2-on-1 break. Sisto getting the pass, and it's Stauber, I believe, for his 12th of the year.
It's the first shot at goal, Paul. And give a lot of credit to Timmy Cisco here. He steals the puck at his own blue line. Just had the defense commit himself. Nice little lateral pass to his teammate. Didn't waste any time, and that's a tough shot, you know, for any goalie to stop. Big goal for Duluth to get on the board early against a very fine Hibbing team. But Timmy Cisco, I didn't know when he was going to pass it, but again, the Hibbing defenders shouldn't be leaving his feet in the last man in the play. What is he going to do if the pass beats him? Who's going to take care of the rebound?
Second of the tournament and the 12th of the year for Stauber. And as you mentioned, Herb, a very nice play. Sisto, the assist, is 14th of the year. And it's played back in the zone. Is going back is Anderson over to set it up. Anderson whipped it around the boards. Denfeld with a 1-0 lead. And again, they move it up ice and they drive it back in as Monticelli knocks it down behind the net. Whistle in action there in front of Monticelli. And there's a break in the action. It will be right back with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Getting bogged down in financing can put the home of your dreams out of your reach. Now there's help. Realty World and TCF.
Zabachnik goes into the penalty box, and it's power play hockey for Denfeld. Herb?
Yes, we'll get a look to see what Duluth has in that power play. I know they like to go to Mike Vukanich an awful lot. Number 2, he's a quarterback. He really handles the puck. He makes good outlet passes, and he's really got a great shot.
That was Terrell who gave away the puck. Whistle and play will be stopped. Denfeld is 0 of 1 on their power play opportunities. We have 6:03 remaining in the first period, and it was Stauber with his 12th goal of the season, second of the tournament, and we have a 1-0 score.
It's an awful tough shot for Monticelli to field his first shot in net, and the guy's coming right down the low slot. Didn't give him a chance to get into the hockey game at all.
And we have 1:44 remaining in the penalty time as Terrell bangs it around the boards, trying to work it out of the zone, and the puck is set up, trying to take a shot. And good pressure here and good defense on the near side is trying to clear it out, held in by Anderson with a drive, and that went high and off the glass. The puck loose on the far boards. Terrell over to try and pick it up. Back of the net goes Gostad, and he played it, trying to get some help back in behind the net to clear it out of the zone, and it was kicked off the skate of Vukotic, and it comes to center ice. We have 1:09 remaining as Mike Vukotic in over the line. Vukotic with 36 points on the year and 2 points in the tournament. Plays it up ice, and with it is Wallers as he tried to pick it up, but coming way out was Stauber to steer it back to the line. That was a dangerous move, isn't it, Herb?
Well, sure is, but goalkeepers read it, and they've got the percentage, and they can read it. They're pretty good. They get pretty good feel, especially this goalkeeper.
And it's moved up ice, and 4:50 remaining here. Coming in over the line, there was a drive by Ingen. Laid down in the corner on the near boards now, setting it up still with the man advantage here. Ingen with the puck, played it in the corner. We're down to 27 seconds remaining at a man advantage. Walking out from the corner, and it was taken away. Rue and Ingen go after the puck. Back of the net goes Huseman. Huseman with it now. Down to the corner, trying to work it loose. As we still have 13 seconds remaining in a man advantage. There's a drive by Eliasson, kicked out. And the rebound is cleared up ice by Terrell. Cut off by Stauber, and going back, Stauber giving it to Eliasson. Both teams are at full strength as Hibbing now tries to hold the zone, and they do play it in the corner as Gostad went over, but it was taken away by Stauber. We have a 1-0 game on a Denfeld goal at the 8:28 mark of the period. Both teams are now at full strength, 1 against 2. Cutting in over the line, whistle, and play is going to be stopped. There's a break in the action. We'll be right back with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Now you can fly to 15 Florida cities at a People Express price. Here comes the sun.
8:28 was the time of the goal, and it was scored by Stauber, his 12th of the year, and it's 1-0. We have 3:47 remaining in the period as Hibbing carries it in over the line to O'Brien. O'Brien on the drop from Girardi, angled around the boards. Trying to clear it was Anderson, working on the far wing, played up ice. 2 against 3 as the Hunters come back in over the line, driven down, back in behind Monticelli, and then cleared to the far boards. As the Blue Jackets look to work it out, and it was held in on the near side as DeChambeau played it in the corner. Back to the point, there's a drive, and Monticelli kicked it out. To the point on the left, it's DeChambeau with another shot. That was cleared behind the net. Over to try and pick it up was Pascuzzi. And coming back over to help out is Gostad. Gostad on the breakout to O'Brien. Tipped to Rue at center ice. Taken away by Francisco as he tried to play it ahead. And Hibbing tried to work it loose with Girardi. And the puck is played in over the Blue Jackets line. And back up ice comes Schwartz, and whistle. And play is going to be stopped, and we've had a penalty, Herb, I believe, back in the Hibbing zone.
I think he just picked up an interference call. And I don't know if they got 2 guys. No, I think they just got the interference on the Denfeld player just trying to pick a guy, which is not all that bad. They just got caught with a little bit too much on the play. A lot of times that defensive forward, whether you're in the offensive zone or in the neutral zone, by picking and interfering, you can take an awful lot of pressure off your defenseman if the other team has the puck.
And the interference call goes against Stauber. Pardon me, Herb.
That would be just a little bit more of an overt type of an interference. You took a pretty good run at him. Sometimes you can bump him off stride and neutralize him.
And now we've got a bench penalty coming up against Hibbing.
Huh.
So it is not going to be a power play situation because of the bench penalty. Too many men on the ice was the call there. And we have both teams now with a man short situation. So everybody at equal strength in terms of play here. 2:40 remaining here in the first period. It's 1-0 Denfeld. And moving it up ice now, controlling it. In over the line and a potential breaker. Schwartz with a shot. And it's deflected by Stauber. And Stauber looking out in goal from the right, and it's cleared to center ice. And it's knocked down now as Denfeld. Stauber is incidentally going over to pick up his stick. Going back of the net, it is Stavnes. Stavnes with the puck turning, tried to lead it to Terrell. Comes back out over to center ice to Sisto, who played it ahead. And it's played in behind Monticelli. We're down to 2:03 remaining at a 1-0 first period on Stauber's goal here at the 8:28 mark of the first period. Stauber quickly out to center ice as Hibbing changing up a couple of players. And it's played in over the line now, chasing it, going back over to set it up. And it's played around the boards at the point, trying to hold it in as Hibbing sets it up at center ice, and they will drive it back in on Stauber. Nice easy glove save there, and he gives it to Pearson. Pearson will work it out of the zone. We have 1:30 remaining here in the first period. Taken away by Huseman. Huseman in over the line on the pass to Wallers, and that is cleared from his stick. And now Denfeld with Scott Pearson on the puck will work it up ice, and it rolls up ice back in the Hibbing zone, and we'll have an icing call.
You know, yesterday against Burnville, Duluth came out with a goal in the first period. Then after that, they didn't get anything going. It's almost like they want to change their game plan and go into a tight checking game and try to make that one goal stand up or win a one goal hockey game. But I think right now they got to pick it up a little bit. If you count the number of rushes to each team's blue line, Hibbing's had a lot more rushes. I haven't counted them exactly to the Duluth blue line as opposed to what Duluth had at the Hibbing blue line. The play is a little one-sided, despite the fact Duluth winning 1-0.
Sabachnik is serving the bench minor here on Hibbing, and there is 14 seconds remaining on the penalty time to Stauber on the Matcher mining call.
You know, Paul, once if you don't have an offense going, and nothing is really happening for whatever reason, there could be a lot of reasons. Maybe you should start dumping the puck a little bit and to try to create your offense from a defensive base, such as from a good, solid, aggressive forechecking. But as you come up the ice, you turn a lot of pucks over at the offensive blue line, then they break off. You just lose that little rhythm from a breakout or a rush to a forecheck to a backcheck. If you stay in that little rhythm, and keep the puck in front of you and keep the legs moving and everything else, you're going to be okay. But Duluth doesn't have the rhythm right now, and other than that one little, burst, Hibbing has controlled the play and has the puck in their offensive zone. They just haven't been able to crack sort of a sagging, massing type of defense that Duluth has thrown at them.
And it's set up. Gonstad with a drive went in back of the net now. Both teams still down a man. Puck is loose. And Vukovic over to pick it up. Both teams at full strength as Zabachnik comes out of the penalty box with Stauber. Hit over the line. That is Rue. Rue with a nice little wrist shot, and it's blocked. Stauber, a backhander. Stauber with another save. Whistle. And action will be stopped down in the zone.
And Mike Vukovic had something going there, but he just overhandled the puck a little bit. He just missed that little stride he needed to start a good offensive rush, and Hibbing bounced him off the puck with some good checking. They countered quick here with Johnny Rue stepping inside of a check, walking around to his forehand, little quick shot. Stauber, those shots aren't going to beat Stauber, but the second and third ones might, and that's where Hibbing's got to go to the net, and they did go to the net. And you saw number 18 almost coming up with a goal there by crashing that, looking for that all-important rebound, Patty Sabachnik.
Face off, and the draw goes back of the net now as Denfeld looks to try and bring it out of the zone to the point on the right, here's a 2-on-1 to moving it up ice. Vukovic coming in over the line with Sisto, and a backhander, and diving into the cage there as Sisto and Vukovic had a chance, Herb.
Yeah, they sure did. That's an excellent line Duluth has. Timmy Sisto, number 11, Mike Vukovic, number 2, and 19 Billy Stauber, who has the Duluth goal. And they're tough, and they play good solid defense, and once they get the chance to go on attack, they will do that. But they've tipped a couple pucks loose by the Hibbing defense from the offensive blue line. The defense must say, geez, I can't be gambling into the offensive blue line coming up with, I missed a puck, I missed a man. They better come up with one of the two, or they're going to be in trouble, or Coach Olson is going to have them, screwed right onto that bench. But they've given up a couple 2-on-1s, and they could be down 2-0 despite basically you know, controlling the first period just on some questionable plays by the Hibbing defenseman at that offensive blue line.
Anderson had taken that shot there that Monticelli made the save on off the faceoff. And we're down to 15 seconds remaining in the period. Both teams are at equal strength here, as trying to hold it in is Pearson. Taking it away is Gaustad. Gaustad trying to play it ahead, and it was held in by Apps. Apps in the corner trying to set something up, and we've come to the end of the first 15 minutes of play, and it's 1-0 as Duluth Denfeld has the lead. And Sisto picked up one of the assists on the goal, his 14th of the year. Scored very nicely by Stauber, and for him, it was his 12th goal of the season. I guess the question that comes to mind, Herb, to me, is taking a look at Hibbing in particular. Did you like their intensity in the first period?
Well, yes, I did. You know, there's a tough loss last night to Hill Murray. You know, they'd like to be thinking they're playing in that, you know, 7 o'clock, 7:30 game tonight, but they had something going for themselves. The defensemen, they got to get the puck up a little bit more, and what they're going to have to do offensively is start using the points. Then Duluth is really, you know, sagging back. So they got 5 against the 3 Hibbing forwards. If they start throwing the puck around a little bit, throwing to the point, that's going to spread the thing out, and then maybe some of the gifted forwards are going to have a little more room to react. They're going to have to do that to crack Duluth, Paul.
Let's go down to Sports Control.
Okay, thanks, Paul. I'd have to say Duluth Denfeld is a surprise team of the tournament, Tom. Their first trip downhill here, Coach Bill Vukanich was saying, hey, we feel we're lucky even just to be here. We don't have an overabundance of talent. We just have to give 100% to even stay in the game, but they are doing a lot more than that. They had Burnsville, let's remind the folks, they had Burnsville on the ropes yesterday, leading 1-0 in that third period, and Rob Stauber has certainly been the highlight of the Duluth Denfeld trip down here.
We're only a third of the way through the game, but Hibbing has to be concerned because when they've got Stauber in the nets on the other side after the best performance in the tournament in 10 years yesterday, it will be tough. Well, this is Hockey 86, continuing coverage of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
When you open an IRA at most banks, your money just seems to sit there. But at TCF, your IRA will be a little more active. Because TCF's paying interest at a bonus rate of 20% until April 15th on all new IRAs. And that 20% rate can make a big difference. So why settle for less? Open a 20% bonus rate IRA at TCF. It's one IRA that'll really bring home the bacon. TCF, where Minnesota banks.
His mind on nothing else. He'd trade the world for the good thing he's found. When a man loves a pizza, got to be a Tony's, 'cause he knows.
Tony's, the pizza to fall in love with.
Until this time, until this tape, you've never seen color this bold. A breakthrough in videotape technology. Color as if you were seeing it for the first time. The new Scotch EXG video cassette. Unsurpassed color. Guaranteed for your lifetime.
Available at all Musicland locations.
Well, the Stauber brothers are responsible for Duluth Denfeld's 1-0 lead over Hibbing after the first period. A younger brother, Bill Stauber, the juniors, put Denfeld on the board here 1-0 and a nice 2-on-1 break. Tom Sisto with the assist, his 14th of the year. This was Duluth's first shot on goal. Jim Monticelli in goal may have been a little nervous at this point. It's a tough one to stop. Stauber knocking it in 1-0 for Duluth.
Brother Rob, again, outstanding in the first period here, picking up where he left off yesterday, made 5 saves. You see a couple here. Rob, incidentally, is having trouble with his vision. He needs glasses. They fog up when he plays, so he has trouble, we're told, with the long shots, although we haven't seen it in this tournament.
His counterpart, Jim Monticelli, in goal for Hibbing. Again, Bill Olson has been rotating his goaltenders. Monticelli started the first game. Rich Jacklin played exceptionally well last night against Hill Murray. Monticelli back in the goal again this afternoon for Hibbing. As we look at the first period saves, Stauber with 5, Monticelli with 9, although Hibbing did have, I think, the better part of the action in that first period, Tom.
That's right. 1-0 Duluth Denfeld over Hibbing after 1 period. And Tony Parker standing by somewhere. There he is near the ice. Tony, what's going on?
Well, you know what's going on, Tom. We're back in the penalty box. And of course, we have enjoyed showing the various cheerleading teams. And this is Duluth Denfeld, and let's find out first of all who they are.
Jennifer Holt, Jr.
And
Julie Pachowski, Jr. Cammie Hickey, Senior. Sue Silvernail, Senior.
And you are?
Tammy Connolly, Senior.
You're the captain?
Yeah.
What was your number for the contest, for the cheerleaders contest? What did you do?
We did 2 cheers. One had a mount in it, and one was just a line cheer.
You know, you told me before we came on that you're known for your rowdiness.
Right.
What do you mean?
In the city of Duluth, Denfeld cheerleaders are the rodeos.
She said it, I didn't. Congratulations on getting here to the tournament. I know it's your first time. Have a good time and good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You bet. Duluth, let's take a good look as I leave, gang.
Tony, I don't know, are you judging that cheerleading contest? I think you should. You've seen more of the cheerleaders, I think, during the tournament than anyone else.
No way.
Okay.
It's 1-0 Duluth Denfeld over Hibbing after the first period. Live from the St. Paul Civic Center, this is continuing action of the 1986 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.